Welcome back, everybody, to the deep dive. Today, um, we're diving into the world of AI and advertising,
Oh, yeah.
specifically a platform called AdCreative.ai.
Interesting.
And we're going to be looking at their website marketing copy
Okay.
to try to figure out, what is this thing all about? What does it offer? Does it live up to, some of the claims that they're making, like boosting sales, up to 14 times and saving you a bunch of time?
Yeah, I mean, AI is really changing the advertising game. It's
Right.
becoming more and more important. And what I think is cool about AdCreative.ai is they're not just making ads,
Right.
they're also like analyzing data and looking at competitors and even trying to predict how well your ads are going to do before you even put them out there.
Right. It's like a whole suite of tools, right?
Yeah, it's very comprehensive.
And they claim to have over 3 million users
Wow,
and have generated over 1 billion ad creatives.
that's a lot.
So they're not just some small startup,
Yeah.
working out of their garage.
Right.
So let's get down to it. What is AdCreative.ai and what does it actually do?
Well, think of it like a one-stop shop for all your advertising needs.
Okay.
It uses AI to handle like a lot of the different parts of making and managing your ads.
Okay.
It can design a bunch of different types of ads, like banner ads, text ads,
Uh,
even photo shoots and videos, and it can also analyze how your competitors are doing.
oh, interesting.
And they even have this thing called creative scoring AI, which I think is really cool.
Creative scoring AI.
Ah,
Now I'm intrigued.
yeah.
What is that?
So basically what it does is
Okay.
it looks at your ad
Okay.
and it analyzes things like the images you're using, the text you've written,
Oh,
and who you're trying to reach.
okay.
And then based on all that, it tries to predict how well the ad's going to perform.
Before you even launch it.
Exactly, before you spend any money.
Oh, that's amazing if it works.
Yeah, it could be really powerful.
It sounds almost too good to be true.
I know, right?
So let's talk about these benefits. They claim that you can boost your sales up to 14 times,
Yeah, that's their big thing.
which is a huge claim.
It is.
They also say you can save a bunch of time, like tens of hours per week.
Yeah, that's a big selling point for a lot of people, especially if
Yeah.
you're busy running a business.
Right, time is money.
Yeah.
But they also talk about data-driven insights.
Yes.
So what do they mean by that?
Okay, so it means that, they're not just randomly creating ads and hoping for the best.
Yeah.
They're using data to figure out what works.
Okay.
So, for example, they have this feature called Creative Insights AI.
Okay.
And what this does is it analyzes your best performing ads.
So like the ads that are already working
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And then it gives you specific tips based on the data.
to make your ads even better.
Exactly.
So the platform is learning from your successes.
Yeah, and from what's working for other people.
Wow, that's interesting.
And there's more.
Oh, there's more.
Yeah.
Hmm.
They also have Competitor Insight AI, which I think is super useful. Okay.
What that does is it looks at what your competitors are doing,
Oh,
analyzes their campaigns,
right.
and then it can help you figure out what's working for them.
So you can kind of like one-up them,
Yeah, stay ahead of the game.
and you can see what's working for your competitors, which is like so valuable.
Totally.
I mean, you always want to know what your competitors are doing.
Absolutely.
Okay, but who is this actually for? Like, who's their target audience?
Well, they seem to be targeting a pretty wide range of people.
Okay.
Like everyone from startups and agencies to big enterprises and SaaS companies.
Wow. So like any business?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
And also freelancers and individual marketers.
Oh, wow. Okay.
They even have testimonials from like real estate agents and e-commerce brands and digital agencies.
Oh, so they're actually using it.
Yeah, and they claim that some users have seen like an 88% reduction in their creative cost.
Compared to what?
Yeah.
Like traditional advertising.
Yeah, compared to doing things the old way.
So it can potentially save you a lot of money.
That's a big deal, especially if you're just starting out.
Definitely.
Okay, so before we go any further, let's talk about pricing.
Yeah. So they've got a few different plans.
Okay.
They're starter, professional, ultimate, and enterprise.
Right.
Each one has different features and download limits.
Okay.
So you can kind of choose the one that fits your needs and your budget.
Right.
And they're actually running a 50% off deal right now on their yearly plans.
Oh, nice.
But it's a limited time offer, so you got to hurry. It expires January 5th, 2024.
So don't wait.
Yeah.
But wait, what do they mean by downloads? Can you only download a certain number of ads?
Oh, yeah, that's a good question.
Like per month?
So they explain in their FAQs that downloads basically means how many creatives or banners you can actually download each month.
Okay.
And each plan comes with a certain number of downloads.
Okay.
And they renew every month.
Got it.
They also have this thing called brands,
Brands.
which are like profiles that you can set up.
Okay.
And you can upload your logo, your brand colors.
So it's like your brand kit almost.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You can even connect your existing ad accounts.
So the more you personalize it, the better it gets at tailoring the ads for your brand.
Exactly. The AI can really start to understand your brand aesthetics
Okay.
and your target audience and create ads that are more relevant.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So what about the quality of these ads? Do they just look, generic, like AI generated, or is there some thought put into them?
Well, they say that their AI uses proven copywriting frameworks.
Proven copywriting frameworks. What does that even mean?
It basically means they're using methods for writing ad copy that have been shown to work. Like, it's not just random words thrown together.
Right.
It's strategic
Okay.
and designed to get people to actually take action.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and they even have this feature called Product Shoots
Got it.
that uses AI to turn basic product photos
Oh, wow.
into professional-looking images. Perfect for, like, e-commerce businesses.
So it sounds like they've really thought this through. Like
Yeah.
they've included a lot of features and functionality.
Yeah.
Anything else about this platform that, caught your eye?
Well, for one thing, they've won the third fastest growing product award on G2
G2, yeah.
2 years in a row
Really?
in 2023 and 2024.
Wow. So people are using it.
Yeah, and they have a lot of positive testimonials from customers.
Oh.
Like, one that stood out to me was from this real estate agent, Jordan M.
Okay.
And he was saying how AdCreative.ai helped him create these really eye-catching ads
Okay.
that got people's attention.
Got it.
And he didn't have to put in a ton of effort.
That's compelling.
Yeah.
Anything else about the platform itself that stood out to you?
Oh, yeah. They also highlight the fact that you get unlimited access to over 100 million free stock images
Wow, that's a lot.
with every package.
That's a huge bonus.
Yeah, it's a massive library of visuals that you can use for your ads. So you don't have to go searching for images or paying for them.
They're trying to provide everything you need, basically,
Yeah.
in one platform.
Yeah,
It does sound like it could be a game changer,
it could be.
especially if it delivers on all those promises.
Right, that's the key.
So should we try it?
I think we should.
Should we take them up on their free trial and see how this AI really works?
Definitely. But before we do that,
Okay.
I think we should take a step back and think about what AdCreative.ai would actually mean for different types of users.
Okay, good point.
Like, would it be useful for startups? What about agencies?
Big companies.
Exactly.
Right.
And even individual marketers.
Okay, yeah, let's get into all that
Yeah.
in part 2 of this deep dive, so stay tuned.
Sounds good.
All right, so we've talked about all the features and the benefits AdCreative.ai is claiming, but let's get practical here.
Yeah.
Like, if you're a startup founder, you've got very little budget, probably very little time. Could AdCreative.ai actually be, that thing that helps you get off the ground?
I think it could be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Startups often have, limited resources.
Right.
So a tool like this could really help them compete.
Right.
Create those professional looking ads without having to spend a fortune.
Okay.
And remember that creative scoring AI we talked about?
Yeah.
That could be super helpful for startups who are still trying to figure out, who their target audience is.
Right. You're still trying to figure out who you're selling to.
Exactly. And what kind of messaging works.
Right. Right.
So you don't waste money on ads that aren't going to perform.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
What about agencies? How could AdCreative.ai fit into their workflow?
Well, agencies are all about efficiency, right?
Yeah, they've got to get stuff done.
They got to get stuff done. They got to get results for their clients.
Right.
And time is really valuable for them.
Absolutely.
So AdCreative.ai could help them streamline that whole creative process. Imagine, like, being able to offload some of those repetitive tasks, like making variations of ads,
Right.
resizing banners,
All that stuff.
all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That would free up so much time.
For the more important things like...
Yeah, like strategic planning, communicating with clients.
Right.
So it's like having a whole team of AI assistants
That's a great way to put it.
working for you
Yeah.
in the background.
Okay, but what about the big guys?
Yeah.
Like big enterprises,
Right.
Do they even need a tool like this?
I mean, they might have big in-house teams and big
Right,
budgets.
they've got their own people.
Yeah, but even those teams can benefit from AI.
Okay.
Enterprises often have a problem with brand consistency.
Right, like making sure their brand looks the same across all the different things they're doing.
Exactly, like different campaigns, different platforms.
Right.
And AdCreative.ai can actually help with that.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
They've got this template builder
Yeah.
and brand management features that can help ensure that your branding stays consistent.
So, like the AI is acting as a brand guardian almost,
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
making sure everything's on point.
Exactly. So even if you have a huge design team,
Right.
there's always those repetitive tasks that bog them down.
Right, right.
And AI can handle those, which frees up your human designers to focus on the more creative stuff.
So again, it's all about that balance, right?
Yes, exactly.
Between human creativity and AI assistance.
Exactly.
Okay, so we talked about startups, agencies, enterprises.
Right.
What about individual marketers, like freelancers?
Yeah, what's in it for them?
Right.
Well, for freelancers, time is money,
Big time.
and they often have to wear a lot of hats.
Yeah, they're doing everything themselves.
Yeah, so AdCreative.ai could be a huge help.
How so?
It could allow them to handle all their own advertising
Yeah.
without having to, like, outsource to an agency or
Yeah.
spend hours learning how to use complicated design software.
Right.
So it's like having an entire marketing department,
Wow.
but without the overhead.
That sounds pretty appealing.
Yeah.
But how easy is this thing to use?
Yeah,
They say it's user-friendly,
they do.
but is it really?
Well, we haven't actually tried it out ourselves yet,
Right.
but their website does emphasize ease of use.
Oh.
They say it's intuitive, even for people who aren't, super techie.
All right, well, we should definitely check out that free trial
Yeah.
after this deep dive. But for now, let's talk about those integrations they mention.
Okay.
What are those all about?
So basically, these integrations allow you to connect your existing ad accounts.
From like Google, Facebook.
Yeah, Google Ads, Facebook ads,
Okay.
directly to AdCreative.ai.
So you don't have to like manually move stuff back and forth.
Yeah, no more manual transferring of data
Right.
or switching between platforms.
So everything's one place.
Yeah, it's all centralized.
Okay.
And the AI can actually use the data from your existing accounts
Oh, interesting.
to learn from your past campaigns.
So it's constantly learning?
Yeah, it's always gathering data
Okay.
and using it to refine its recommendations.
That makes sense.
So it should theoretically get better over time the
Oh.
more you use it.
All right, so they've really thought about the user experience.
It seems like they have.
They're trying to make it as seamless as possible.
Yeah.
But let's talk about that elephant in the room,
Okay.
that 14x sales boost claim.
Right.
Is that even realistic?
Well, I think it's important to remember that there's no magic bullet in advertising.
Right.
AI can optimize your ads and make
Yeah.
them more effective,
Sure.
but how much it actually impacts your sales depends on a lot of other factors.
Right, like what you're selling, who you're selling to,
Yeah, your product, your target audience,
the market.
your overall marketing strategy.
Yeah.
So don't expect to just flip a switch
Right.
and suddenly your sales are through the roof.
It's not a guarantee.
No, it's a tool.
Okay.
It's not a guarantee.
What are some other potential pitfalls or limitations
Yeah.
that we should be aware of?
Well, one concern is that people might over-rely on AI.
Okay, like just blindly following the recommendations.
Yeah, like turning off your brain and just letting the AI do everything.
Right,
You still need to use your own judgment
right.
and your intuition.
So it's a co-pilot, not an autopilot.
That's a good way to put it.
Okay.
You're still in control.
Yeah.
You're making the decisions.
Any other potential downsides?
Yeah, another possible issue is creative homogeneity.
What do you mean by that?
So if everyone starts using the same AI tools
Yeah.
to generate their ads,
Right.
we could end up seeing a lot of ads that look and sound very similar.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, which could lead to ad fatigue.
Like people get tired of seeing the same stuff.
Exactly.
So even with AI, human creativity is still important
Very important.
to make your ad stand out.
Yeah, to break through the noise.
Right.
To connect with people on an emotional level.
Yeah. So as we're wrapping up this part of our deep dive,
Yeah.
what's the most important takeaway for our listeners?
I think the most important takeaway is that AI tools like AdCreative.ai can be really helpful.
Okay.
They can streamline your advertising,
Yeah.
optimize your ads,
Yeah.
but it's important to approach them with a balanced perspective.
Right. Like, don't just jump in blindly.
Yeah, don't expect miracles.
Understand the limitations.
Understand the limitations, embrace the strengths.
Okay.
But remember, it's a tool.
It's a tool, not a magic wand.
Exactly.
Okay, so before we jump into that free trial ourselves,
Yeah.
let's take a look at the bigger picture.
Okay.
In part 3, like, what does this all mean? What are the implications of AI in advertising?
Yeah, the future of creativity.
Exactly.
It's a big topic.
It is a big topic, so stay tuned. We've been talking a lot about AdCreative.ai.
Yeah.
But let's zoom out a bit.
Okay.
What does all this AI stuff mean for advertising in general?
Well, it's definitely shaking things up. I mean, AI is changing a whole landscape.
Yeah.
It's a really interesting time to be in advertising,
Yeah.
but it can also be a bit scary.
Right, if you're not ready for it.
Yeah, you gotta adapt.
So how is AI changing things? Like, what are the big shifts?
One of the biggest things is that AI is giving more people access to powerful tools and insights.
Okay.
It used to be that you needed like specialized skills and expensive software to create good ads.
Right. It was a very specialized field.
Yeah, and now with platforms like AdCreative.ai,
Yeah.
pretty much anyone can make professional-looking campaigns.
Like democratizing advertising.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think it's cool.
Yeah, it's giving smaller businesses and individuals a chance to compete.
Right. Level the playing field.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's exciting.
But I'm sure there are downsides too, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, what are some of the potential negative impacts?
Well, one thing is that there's a big emphasis on data now,
Okay.
which isn't necessarily a bad thing,
Right.
but AI algorithms can analyze tons of data
Yeah.
and identify patterns
Right.
and even make predictions about what's going to work best.
It takes the guesswork out,
Yeah, to a certain extent.
but it's not a perfect science.
Right. You still need human intuition and creativity,
Right.
to connect with people on an emotional level.
Because data can't tell you everything.
Exactly.
So it's not about replacing humans with robots.
Yeah.
It's about giving humans better tools.
Yeah, it's about collaboration
Right.
between humans and AI.
That's cool.
Yeah, finding that balance.
But are there any bigger concerns about AI in advertising?
Yeah, I mean, one thing that people worry about is job displacement.
Yeah, like, will AI take away people's jobs?
Exactly.
That's a valid concern.
Yeah, it is.
But is it inevitable?
Well, I don't think it's all doom and gloom. I
Gotcha.
think it's more about adaptation.
Okay.
Like, sure, some tasks might become automated,
Yeah.
but that also means new opportunities will emerge.
Right, like new jobs will be created.
Exactly, jobs that require different skills.
Okay, like what kind of fields?
Skills like strategy,
Okay.
creativity,
There.
and that ability to collaborate with AI.
It's a whole new way of thinking.
Yeah, you have to be adaptable.
So for our listeners out there who are thinking, okay, what does this mean for me? What skills do I need to learn?
I would say focus on the things that AI can't do,
Okay.
like critical thinking,
Yeah.
problem solving,
Right.
creativity,
Sure,
emotional intelligence.
Those are all uniquely human skills.
Exactly.
And we also need to think about the ethical implications of AI, right?
Absolutely, that's a big...
It's not just about the technology itself.
Yeah, it's about how we use it.
It seems like the future of advertising is really about this partnership
Yeah,
between humans and AI,
that's the key.
figuring out how to work together
Yeah,
to get the best results.
for everyone.
So as we wrap up this deep dive,
Okay.
what's the one thing you want our listeners to remember?
I would say embrace the change. Stay curious, keep learning,
Right.
and don't be afraid to experiment.
Because the future is full of possibilities.
It is, and it's going to be exciting.
Well said. Thank you so much for joining us today.
It was my pleasure.
And to all our listeners, thanks for tuning into the deep dive.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
We hope you enjoyed this exploration of AI and advertising.
Yeah, and we hope it gave you some things to think about.
Until next time, stay curious.